Hi everyone. So I got this S20 FE 5G. It's recently launched on 30th March. So I got this yesterday, and I'm not gonna waste my time on unboxing. You just get this 15-watt charger in the box, but this phone supports 25-watt charging. This is not going to be a typical review and not even impression. So a lot of people ask me some question. I just want to answer them because everything you need to know about this device is there for a very long time, because it's been more than 6 months that it's out in the US and another country. Even in Europe there was a Snapdragon version, but in India they just launched it. So I have a keep where I listed everything which I want to talk about. These are like the cumulative things you people ask. There are a lot of same questions, so I just like wrote it down. So let me just do it one by one. So the first thing I want to talk about is the fingerprint sensor, and I think it's okay. So it works fine. It's not the fastest one. Also, it's just optical, not the 3D fingerprint sensor. So you have to turn on the display because you can't just do it otherwise. So it works fine. Let me also try my second hand. Yeah, it works fine. It's not the best. I think it's kind of similar to A52, which I was using. Also, it has a screen protector on the screen right now. I'm not sure whether you can see it or not. Yes, so I think that is making it a bit slow, but otherwise, yes, it works perfectly fine. It's responsive, it's fast from A52 because of the processor. So the fingerprint is done. Let's talk about the screen guard. Yes, I talked about it. There's a screen guard that is applied here already. So what's to talk about? There's a chrome ring as well, which I want to show, which it's really hideous. Like that's what I wrote, you can see. So I really don't like that. I don't know why Samsung is doing it. It's quite small. It looks very nice, as you can see. But you will see that every time you just do phone like this, you'll see that chrome ring like popping out. So done. Also, this is something I really want to mention. When I was setting up this device got really hot. Like this area was burning hot. It was very difficult to use. So I left it and let it for setup. And I was trying to charge it at the same time, but it got stuck on 26%. So I have to leave it with the setup. And then I think switched off the phone and let it charge for 70%, and after that it has been perfectly fine. But I want to tell you that, so in case you buy this phone and you see that it's heating up for the first time, I think that's okay, because after that I didn't face any of that issue. A lot of people ask me, like, tell me about the animation. So I haven't enabled the 0.5x. I'm just using what they were. Let me just show you. So in the developer options, wherever that is, so yes, as you can see, these are on 1x. So I'm using the animations like this, and it still feels fast, I mean, which is like really smooth. So the touch sampling rate is 240 hertz. I think one of the person asked that question as well. So yes, it's very responsive, so you don't have to worry about that. I didn't feel any sort of lag. Like it was working perfectly fine. Even when it was heating up, I didn't see any sort of frame drop, so that's a good thing. Okay, so let's go to, yeah, another thing I want to talk about is the January patch. Let me just show you. So when I turned this phone on, there was no update. Like it was on Android 11, so that's a good thing. I think we're going to get 3 more updates, but I'm not sure about that. But the problem is it's still on January 1 patch, and that is strange. This is April right now, so I'm a bit concerned about that. But otherwise, it was on. Let me just show you the software version. Okay, so it is on One UI 3.0, and that comes with Android 11, as you can see. So that's one more thing. Also, some people ask me whether Netflix supports HDR or not. It does not, and I'm really disappointed about that. Like I think this phone supports HDR 10 plus for some reason. I don't know why Netflix is not doing that. So let me just show you the specification of that as well. So this is the playback specification, and if you want to see, there are no HDR capabilities, so that sucks. So there are 9 5G band, which I confirmed from GSM Arena and 1 and 2 other sites. I can't figure out, like, in India how many bands they're going to support, but I think it's going to be pretty good. It's much better than the 1+2 bands or single band, so I think you do not have to worry about the 5G thing. The haptic feedbacks are really nice. After coming from Samsung A52, like you can see, it's a flagship level feedback. So I really don't have any problem with that, and it's a very smooth phone. Like every single response you can just see. I mean, I can't show you the haptics, but trust me, they are really good. And what's the next thing? So yes, a lot of people asked me, I was using A52 and I said that phone feels cheap. This phone does not feel cheap. I know it is plastic, but the frame is metal. This is how it looks. As you can see, I mean, it's very smooth plastic and it does not have that feeling where I felt in A52 there's a gap between the battery and the bag. So it is very solid. It does get warm up here sometimes, but it didn't heat up after that. This is the metal frame, and I really like the feeling. It feels a little bit heavier than A52, but I think the weight is exactly same. I think it's a little bit smaller footprint. I don't have A52 with me right now, so I would have shown you. So this metal frame makes it feel more solid. So the weight does not feel bad. I think it feels like pretty sturdy device. So let's see. One UI 3.0 I already show you, it's not on 1 UI 3.1, and that's the problem. So as you can see on the left side you don't have any Google feed, and that's the problem. I think even on my S10 it's on 1 UI 3.1, but it still does not show that Google feed. So I don't know when Samsung is going to use that. So that's one another problem. So let me just take that one as well. Yes, it has 2 hertz touch sampling rate that I told you already. The network reception is great. I tried calling multiple times on voice over LTE, voice over Wi-Fi, and the normal calls. Everything works fine. Here I don't get 4G plus, but it does support carrier aggregation in case you're interested. So you do not have to worry about on the network front. And yes, this is very important. So there is no MST support. I think it is mentioned everywhere. I tried Google, but when I set up my card, let me just show you. So this is the Samsung Pay, and there is one card. As you can see, this is NFC payments only. So yeah, that's another problem. So you have to make sure. I mean, a lot of people are in the doubt that S20 FE supports MST. It does not. So make sure before purchasing. It is expandable memory. It's a dual SIM support. It's kind of hybrid. So either you can use a second SIM or expandable storage, which is I think a great deal. If you're buying S21, I think it's still a better option. If you want to expand the memory, you don't have to worry about the storage. Speakers are good. I'll show you, but there's one problem. It does lack a little bit bass. Let me just play something. So the speakers are very loud and very clear. I think it lacks a little bit bass, but I think speakers are really good, so you don't have to worry about that. And they also support Dolby Atmos. I think it's very usual on everything, but I just still wanted to show you. And let's see what else do we have. So no throttling. So I was playing Call of Duty for a while. I did play it even when the phone was hot. The phone did not throttle at all. Let me just show you what sort of settings you get. The sound is amazing, I think. Yeah, the sound is really good. Let me just show you the graphic settings. So yes, you can play at very high and max, and I turned everything on. If you want, I can just play one game and show you like how it works. I don't have any FPS counter right now, so I'm sorry for that. But if you want to see like how the game works, let me just play a single session. And as you can see, this is very smooth. Like I can see even these lines are pretty good. The graphics rendering are really great. I haven't seen this sort of graphic in a Samsung phone in a very long time. As you can see, the sun, like it looks great.
We tied for the lead.
It is smooth. It is smooth. It's been some time I haven't played this game, so please. Hey, I'm not great at this right now. I'm usually I usually play with my controller. So yes, the gaming experience was really good. So you do not have to worry about that. It does not get as warm as the Exynos version. I mean that got really hot, but this did not throttle, and there was no FPS lag like that. What I feel, I didn't have any FPS counter. Just wanted to tell you that. Yes, as I told you, like when it gets warm, like when while charging or something, even playing games after half an hour, it does get warm on this side and sometimes feel the side. So that you have to like think about. It's not anything that is alarming, but it does get warm. So don't think about like if you have Snapdragon version, it's going to be perfectly cool. That's not gonna work. Charging speed, so I have the 15-watt charger. I don't have 25-watt charger right now, but I know like how much time it takes because I had S21 Plus, I had S20 with 25-watt charger. I use M31s and M51. Every single phone had 25-watt charger. So this did take 1 hour and 25 minutes from 20% to 100%. So with 25-watt charger, you can expect this phone to be fully charged in less than 1.5 hours. But with this, I think it's going to take 1 hour and 45 minutes on the 15-watt charger. So the difference is not very huge in the end of the charging. But for first half an hour, you're going to get 50% from 25-watt charger, and this would usually take 35 to 40%. The difference is like that. And let's see what else do we have. Battery life. So the first charging cycle, I think it was not very good, but after that, when the phone cooled down, let me just show you my battery percentage. So it's I charged it last night. It's still learning my pattern. So it's 65% available, and I want to show you. So it's been 2 hours and 17 minutes for 35%. So I think I'm expecting more than 6 hours of screen on time, but I'm sure it's going to give me more than that because I was also playing game. So that eats a lot of battery, but in my normal usage I am expecting more than 6 hours with 120 hertz refresh rate enabled, and this is not an adaptive refresh rate, so you have to think about that as well. Let me show you that as well. So the adaptive refresh rate is just high and standard, so there's no adaptive refresh rate, so it's going to be either 60 or 120 hertz refresh rate. What else? Cameras. You know the camera setup. This is just two 12 megapixel camera, one 12 megapixel main sensor, one 12 megapixel ultra wide, and 8 megapixel telephoto, which is 3x. Let me just open the camera app. So as you can see, it's still on live focus because it's not One UI 3.1 where they are going to call it portrait. Let me just click some pictures. This is the normal camera. This is the 3x and ultra wide. Let me just take picture of my house as well if you want to see. Sorry, let me just open gallery. So this is the 3x zoom. I'm gonna put the picture somewhere left or right. But the quality is okay. I think it's not the best one. Even the 64 megapixel camera that is like hybrid zoom on S21 Plus is not that great. So in that regard, I think it is okay. The main sensor has been good. Like even I tried that in the night. I was clicking some pictures. Let me just open it. So in the night mode, it has been good. I think it was good. I tried a selfie as well in night mode, and it was good. I think it's a good sharpness. I'll show the pictures, and this is without night mode. It is a bit soft, so night mode works really good. And this is a normal picture without night mode, and I think that was okay as well. So I'm going to test the camera thoroughly, but I think yeah, the color reproduction is fine. I think it's more to S21 Plus, not the S21 Ultra. The green still looks a little bit different, but I think the camera is good. So it also record 4K 60 frames per second from the front and rear camera. But I'm going to make a dedicated camera comparison or review with either OnePlus 9R, and in case you want, I can do that with my iPhone 12, but I think it's very expensive, so I'm not sure whether it's a worth comparison, but do let me know if you want that. But otherwise, yes, these are the things I wanted to talk about. I am going to talk about the battery more. Let me use it for a while. I'm going out and I'm going to be on 4G, so that will give me more idea. Also, one more thing, this also support Wi-Fi 6. That's I think I use Wi-Fi 6, so it's a big deal for me. That was missing on my A52, and a lot of people are asking on the X60 Pro. There's no Wi-Fi 6, no stereo speaker, so I think that's also a big deal. So I think it's a pretty good device, and I am definitely going to recommend this over OnePlus 9 series, the 9 and 9R and X60, because multiple reasons. It does have IP68 wireless charging and reverse wireless charging, even if it's slow, but it works at least. I mean, I have wireless charger. I can keep that phone on the wireless charging overnight. It also has DeX support. I mean, you have seen the DeX in wireless, but yeah, it works perfectly fine. So the DeX support is also there. So I think this phone has a lot of features. Yes, it's not the best looking phone because of the thicker bezels, but otherwise I think it's a very good device. And I got this for 45,000 rupees. Some people got it less than that if you can negotiate better, but Samsung has priced it for 48,000. And if you want to just do it online in Samsung shop, you can get for 46,000 with 2,000 discount. I think pricing wise, I think Samsung has done a good job. It's not the best job because it's already late, but if Samsung has launched this device on the initial day with the Exynos, it would have been more than 60,000. So I think the pricing is okay. If you guys have any other questions, do let me know. I really like the device and I think it's been good, but it's a very initial impression. I'm going to tell you more about when I compare this device. And if you want a typical review of this device, I can do that, but I think there's everything out there you want to see. Do let me know if you want to know anything else. My name is Rohit. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, bye bye.